Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, 3 ways to choose freedom.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
We're celebrating Independence Day here in the United States.
Yeah, and so it's got us thinking about freedom and fireworks.
Ooh, we love the fireworks. Those are some big fireworks, Mary-Lynn.
Yes.
That's big with 2 G's.
Oh, wait a minute. What was that? Big with 2 G's?
Yes.
Jeez.
There you go.
I've got sounds going everywhere,
You
for
do.
heaven's sakes.
Well, we feel very fortunate to live in a country where freedom is somewhat taken for granted. But we can speak freely, we can worship freely, we can vote freely, and a whole host of other freely things.
Yes. It is wonderful.
Do you thrill me?
Yes, I free you.
Hi, I'm George the Professor.
I'm Mary-Lynn. Freedom can also be a personal choice in some areas of our lives. You can opt into freedom or you can opt out. But today we're going to talk about choosing freedom. So let's pull out the professor's whiteboard for 3 ways to do just that.
I can't believe how much junk just got free from that closet, Mary-Lynn.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, my God.
Maybe over the holiday weekend you can clean that out.
Well, I'm not committing to anything. I have the freedom to not commit.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. All right, today, 3 ways to choose freedom. Number 1, you can choose to be free from financial worries. Even in this economy?
Yes, even in this economy. It's tough. I mean, there's no question it's tough. But the thing is, stuff happens that's beyond your control.
Yeah.
We're seeing that, right?
Inflation,
However,
those types of things.
Exactly. So the thing is, for most people, most of the time, financial freedom is a matter of choice. We can choose to spend less than what we make, or we can spend more.
Yeah.
But if you really want to spend more, you need to make more. That's the key. So, otherwise, just be thankful.
Right.
And that's, I think, something that we often...
I mean, and we're not saying, just be thankful for what you have and don't be upset or frustrated for the pinch that you're feeling. And I mean, and some people are having to make some serious decisions because they're on a limited income, seniors who are on a limited income, and inflation keeps rising. And then, wait, do I buy food or do I buy medicine? I mean, that's not exactly... I don't know how they choose financial freedom.
Then I think the answer in that question is you probably need to reach out to government help, family help. I mean, help from your church. There's probably places you may have to go.
Well, but that's a choice to reach out for help.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yes.
And it's not an easy choice to make. Who wants to reach out to somebody and say, especially when you've been financially free or, you've been able to take care of yourself for years and you've never needed help. It's a sense of pride. Mm-hmm. And to suddenly need help that you didn't need before is hard.
And I think that's not really who we're talking to for the most part when we say this, because that's a really, really difficult situation beyond your own control.
Right.
We're talking about if you still have control, if you still have cuts you can make in your budget, if you still can find ways you're healthy and you've got some time on your hands and you can go out and you can find a part-time gig, or maybe you can start a part-time business. We do have choices in our regular lives.
Maybe sell the junk that's in that closet that keeps falling out.
It could be a gold mine, Mary-Lynn.
And, when we have a sense of gratefulness about what we do have, and science shows that sense of gratefulness goes a long way. And it does help us feel liberated. But, it is a hard path to sometimes just be grateful for what you have, because we're blasted with advertising that makes us think that we need more. We see our neighbor getting a new car, a new TV, a new job. You think, oh my gosh, I need these things too to be successful, or for people to think that there's something, that I'm doing well.
And I like something you just said, Mary-Lynn. You said, we need it too. Mm-hmm. We see the neighbor getting all these things and we need it too. And I think that's something we really have to be careful about, is changing need to want, or changing want to need in this case. We don't need any of this stuff in some cases. And everybody has to manage. You set your priorities, right? And how you spend your money, how you budget, tells people what your priorities are, tells you what your priorities are.
Right. And that's
so
the
you
most
have to
important
remember that.
person.
So here's the key thing to understand. Big success is life on your own terms. It doesn't matter what your neighbor does or what Madison Avenue tells you should have. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah. What matters is anything and everything that gets you to the life of your dreams. And as long as you've done everything that you can possibly do today to get you there, then you can feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and ultimately, you can have peace of mind, which is big success is peace of mind, and you can be free from financial worry.
Because you know you're doing all that you can do.
Absolutely right. 3
ways to choose freedom. Number 2, you can choose to be free from boredom.
What?
We met an incredibly brilliant man from Taiwan not too long
Mary-Lynn,
ago.
maybe they're going to quit listening to this podcast. That's how they're escape from boredom. I'm teasing, of course.
Right. Well, this man and his wife were here working at our University of Illinois, where the professor teaches. Anyway, they were here for a semester, and they talked about how thrilling it was when they were here over winter and there was snow. Now, we don't often look at it that way when we get snow. I mean, the first snow is pretty, but by January, it's like snow, go away. But, this couple were also thrilled at watching just the change of seasons. And they went on and on about how beautiful the budding plants were as we entered spring. We can choose to be fascinated by our wonderful world. And, that takes boredom away pretty quickly when you just pay attention to all the wonderful things around you.
Absolutely right. And it makes me think of that wonderful song, which is often played during 4th of July celebrations, and that is Louis Armstrong, "What a Wonderful World."
Oh yeah, what a great song!
I can't do Louis Armstrong.
What a wonderful world!
Yes. Well, a lot of people say they're bored at work, and here's my answer to that. I've always used what I call the 7-year rule. The nature of my work needs to change significantly within 7 years, or I'm going to force a move. I'm going to force myself to do something that's going to kind of break the tie from what I'm doing now to doing something different, because that's going to keep me away from being bored. Another way I explain it is when you hit the same wall over and over again, it's time to find a new wall to hit.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's what I'm kind of saying. So when you hit that boredom wall too often, find something else to be bored about.
3 ways to choose freedom. We're to number 3, which is you can choose to be free from regrets. And there are 2 types of regrets: action regrets and inaction regrets. Now, action regrets stem from going against your values.
When you look in the mirror in the morning, you'll like the person you see as long as you live your values.
We talk a lot about here at Big Success. It's so important for the entrepreneur mindset to be true to your mission, vision, and values. And so, and we've got a link to a great podcast we did on that. But, yes, you've got to stay true to your values. The values are what keep you in line as you're on your journey to big success.
Absolutely right.
Inaction regrets are those things that you wished you would have done on your journey to big success.
And research shows that inaction regrets are actually, for most people, they're the ones that are really tough to get past, the inaction regrets. And what are inaction regrets? About 2/3 of the people, about 1/3 of the people who they surveyed for this research study we're talking about, said education. They wish they'd have gotten a different education, more education, maybe less education. No, I'm kidding. And then about 1 out of 4 said something to do with their career. They felt like they wish they had gone down a different career path or something like that. Now, it may be that looking back, you wish your priorities were different. It may mean taking a chance, going for that dream career, turning that idea into a business. You get to make the choice.
And it's never too late, right?
You're absolutely right.
If there's something you're wanting to do, chop, get to it. Okay, so let's review our points today from the professor's whiteboard. 3 ways to choose freedom. 1, you can choose to be free from financial worries. 2, you can choose to be free from boredom. And 3, you can choose to be free from regrets.
John Greenleaf Whittier, an author of Past Times, said one of my favorite quotes: "Of all sad words of tongue and pen, the saddest are these, it might have been." Don't let "it might have been" be said about you and your life. Going for your dreams leads to freedom, and that freedom leads to big success.
Want to feel the freedom that comes from knowing you're living your life's purpose? take our free life purpose quiz. You'll find it at Big Success. That's big with 2G, success.com.
We thank you so much for listening today, and a big shout out to our listeners in Traverse City, Michigan. Thanks for listening.
Join us next time and find out how the entrepreneur of one of the most iconic brands in the U.S. discovered the recipe for success when he was just a young boy. It's a great story and you won't want to miss it. Until next time, here's to your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.